I want to talk about the recent ICE related shooting and the protests that followed. And I want to do this carefully, factually, and from a faith based perspective. This is a highly emotional situation. It's political by nature and it involves the loss of human life, which always matters. A woman lost her life. That alone should sober all of us. Scripture tells us every person is made in the image of God. And death is never something to celebrate. You should never minimize it. We should grieve. We should seek truth. We should want transparency and accountability whenever lethal force is used. That part shouldn't be controversial. But here's where I think something important is being missed, especially in how this situation is being framed. This woman was not a child. She was not unaware. She was a grown adult who chose to insert herself into an active federal law enforcement operation. That matter. This isn't about guessing her intentions. It's not about claiming she wanted harm or deserved what happened. It's about wisdom and responsibility. When someone knowingly places themselves into a volatile situation involving armed federal agents, refuses to comply with lawful orders, and interferes with an active enforcement mission, they are creating a scenario that is inherently dangerous, whether they intend harm or not. That's not a political opinion. That's reality. Faith doesn't ignore cause and effect. Here's a hard but honest question we need to ask. Has anyone ever seen someone try to flee or resist any armed law enforcement agency, federal, state, or local, and have it end well? I haven't. When armed officers are involved, outcomes are unpredictable and often irreversible. Running, resisting, or escalating in these moments is at best reckless. And once that line is crossed, no one can control how it ends. This isn't about intention, it's about reality. When situations like this escalate, you don't get to decide the outcome. You only decide whether you're increasing the risk. As Christians, we're called to hold two truths at the same time. Every human life has value, and actions have consequences. Grace does not erase responsibility. Compassion does not require us to deny reality. Calling that out isn't cruelty, it's honesty. There's also a larger lesson here that we can't ignore, and it's about how we protest. This is not the first protest that has turned violent, and it won't be the last if we refuse to be honest about what peaceful protest actually means. Peaceful protest does not include interfering with active law enforcement operations, refusing lawful orders, escalating volatile situations, or placing yourself and others in foreseeable danger. Calling something peaceful doesn't make it so. Actions do. Scripture consistently draws a line between courage and recklessness. Jesus never told people to seek out dangerous confrontations to prove righteousness. Biblical peace is not passive, but it is wise, disciplined, and restrained. If a protest strategy repeatedly results in injury, chaos, or death, then the strategy needs to be examined. That's not anti-justice, that's pro-life. I understand why people protest ICE. I understand the fear and frustration surrounding immigration policy. But opposing an institution does not suspend personal responsibility or the laws of reality. Turning a tragedy into a slogan while ignoring personal agency doesn't honor truth, and it doesn't prevent future loss of life. Faith calls us to be peacemakers, not chaos creators. So yes, we should want the full truth of what happened. We should demand transparency, and we should mourn the loss of life. But we should also be honest. Being an adult means knowing when you are stepping into a situation that can turn deadly and choosing accordingly. In moments like this, when the world feels loud, divided, and reactive, we don't look to politics for our ultimate hope. We look to truth, wisdom, and the one who reigns above it all. Christ is King.